The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, has urged media practitioners to work together to keep society united and hold leaders accountable. The minister said the media, as the fourth estate of the realm, has a major role in strengthening democracy.
In doing that job, you have an enormous responsibility to hold government and leaders to account. But even as you do that, you also have to know that because of your vantage position and the critical role you play, you can also help, if you don't take care, to bring down societies. So the media must discern what is good information, what is good news, and what should be left out. It is imperative that while you do your work diligently, you also have to know that you are carrying on your shoulders enormous responsibility to keep society together. And the media is indeed flourishing. We know and we hope that the media will continue to flourish in this country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an ardent supporter of the media. He knows that the media is very critical in nation building. All of us media practitioners have to come together to walk this very delicate path and ensure that society is being kept together while also holding leaders and governments to account.
Also speaking, the managing director of Blueprint newspaper, Malam Salisu Umar, said the theme of the event was carefully chosen to reflect national priorities around economic diversification, rural revitalization, and food security.
The topic for this year's lecture, entitled Exploring the Potentials of Livestock Exports in Nigeria, was carefully chosen to address the current national priorities around the economic diversification, rural revitalization, and food security. At this point, we must give kudos to the founding chairman, who is presently the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris. His never-say-die spirit was the oxygen that kept the paper moving through the gaps.
In his remarks, the Minister of Livestock Development, Alhaji Mohammed, said Nigeria's livestock sector can become a major contributor to the nation's GDP and a global export player.
Nigerian livestock sector is rich in diversity and scale. It holds immense untapped potential. It has the capacity to contribute significantly to food security, job creation, and export earnings. From cattle, 58 million, sheep, 60 million, goats, 124 million, pigs, 9.3 million, camels, 900,000, donkeys, 410,000. We have a lot to celebrate in this country.
Delivering the keynote address, Professor Atahiro Jega said the sector contributes about 7 to 9% of agricultural GDP and provides direct and indirect livelihoods to over 20 million Nigerians.
By way of introduction, I begin by observing that the livestock sector in Nigeria occupies a unique strategic position within the broader agricultural economy of our nation. As many of us may know, it contributes an estimated 7 to 10% of agricultural GDP and provides direct and indirect livelihoods to over 20 million Nigerians.
Also, the Minister of Women Affairs, Hajiya Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, said her ministry would partner with the Ministry of Livestock Development to empower women through a livestock reform program.
We're going to, through the WAVE, the Women Agro Value Expansion Program of the Ministry of Women Affairs, in collaboration with the critical ministries, the Agri Ministry and the Livestock Ministry, we empower women to be able to not only feed Nigeria, but to feed Africa and the world. at large.
The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Oladele Alake, highlighted the media's key role in national development and commended Tinubu for creating a ministry dedicated to the livestock sector.
Essential to our economy because it had been dormant, even though with very high potential. But the way we practiced livestock husbandry in this country had dragged our economy backwards, has introduced a lot of tension in our body politic, and has ostracized us religiously and agriculturally.
Present were the Managing Director of News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, Malam Ali Muhammad Ali, and heads of Voice of Nigeria, Nigerian Television Authority, Federal Road Corporation of Nigeria, and the National Broadcasting Commission.
Livestock is very essential to our economy because it had been dormant, even though with very high potential. But the way we practiced livestock husbandry in this country had dragged our economy backwards,